Welcome to 7 Deadly Sins that will ensure your emails don't get opened, don't get read, and don't get clicked through. I can tell you that what you're going to hear is extremely important, and unfortunately, there may be some things in here that you're doing, which after you see this video, hopefully you won't do any longer. Here's the thing. People make the most basic mistakes. Even the most sophisticated people make the most basic mistakes. So let's go through the 7 sins. Here's a big fact you need to know first. For the average email marketer, this was done by the Direct Marketing Association, they say that for every dollar spent creating emails, marketers average $43 in profit back. That's a great return. So here's the main thing you need to know. To succeed in getting your emails to properly produce for you, you simply have to make it compelling. And that's from subject line to content to call to action. Got to be compelling. So let's get started. The number one sin, or actually the first sin of our sins today, is assuming that people know who you are and really care who you are. It's a giant mistake that even the smartest people make every single day. Do not assume that they know who you are, especially if it's the first few times you're mailing them. It may be that you're new to your company or you're a new person within your company that's mailing to the list. Well, unless you identify yourself as being part of that company, there's a good chance you're going to go into the spam filter. Here's one that I want to show you. It's a great way to get deleted and get a spam complaint. This is Sandra. Now, I'm not going to show you her last name, but she sent me a bunch of emails. She works for a company that I've had a relationship with for a number of years, but I don't know who she is. In fact, I haven't heard from this company in a long time, and suddenly they're like getting to talk to me again. It looks like a spam, a video message from a John. Who's John? Who cares? Okay, I want to make sure you got my message below. What'd you think of the video? I don't care. Here's another one from Jesse. Now, why doesn't Jesse say Jesse blah blah last name at the name of his company? Under those circumstances, needing my help would have some bearing on my willingness to open the email and not call him a spammer. Think about this. People don't care unless you make them care, unless you give them a reason to care who you are. So just because my name is Ken doesn't mean you're going to open up an email from Ken. I've got a really good friend, genius marketer. He's worked with and been the operations guy for some of the most well-known internet marketers on the planet. And I've seen emails from him coming from his name. Let's just call him Biff. Well, I don't know how many, there's plenty of Biffs out there. This is one of the most common names like John or Bill or Fred. I don't know who he is unless he says his last name at the very least or who he's working with. So I can't impress upon you enough. This is the most basic thing in the world, but people of all walks of experience mess this one up. So please, let people know who you really are. Don't assume that they do. Second sin is thinking about your product, not thinking about your audience. Remember something. It's not about you. It's about them. Care about them. So important. Okay, remember 2 important words. Whatever you say in your email copy, ask this question. So what? You may be super proud of what you've done and what your business is, but unless they've got some hook for themselves to get some value, it doesn't really matter. So always ask what's in it for them. Super important. Number 3, speak to a group. If you want to be considered as not personable, then talk to your audience as if they're the masses. If I talk to you guys right now that are listening to this video, what did I just do? I made you one of many rather than saying if I'm talking to you. I have a friend of mine who does a lot of affiliate marketing, and he addresses his emails by saying, hey JVs, I won't do business with them because I'm not JVs, I'm Ken. I'm an individual. Remember, they're talking to one person, not to a group of people, to a theater full of people. So use words like you, okay, yours, yourself. Be specific to the person. If you can talk to their own name in your email, even better. But in many cases, you may not have that person's email address. And if a big chunk of your list does not have a first name attached, it's going to seem kind of weird if you say, hey, friend. That's another big tip-off that it's a bulk mail. So don't speak to a group. Speak to a human, to one person. Here's the 4th sin. Writing like a boring college professor or someone other than you. Look, listen. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Let your own personality shine. Write like you speak to people. Don't be full of big words and try to impress people or anything fake or crazy. Okay, if it sounds like you've been writing, then don't make it sound like you're in conversation. Author Elmore Leonard is known for writing great characters, and when people asked him about what his best lesson is for creating compelling writing, he says, if it sounds like writing, I rewrite it. So be fun and be cool. Don't be tacky. Just be you. Here's the fifth one. Sell, sell, sell. Listen, people love to be sold. They just like to feel that they're being sold too. They love to buy stuff. So that's all great, but understand something. You need to give some value. You need to give some value in the conversation. So teach something, add some value, be interesting. Yes, there'll be times when there's nothing but a sale, where there's a deadline or something, and that's fine. You'll have earned the right if you've given them something along the way. But if all you do is hammer your list with stuff for them to buy and don't give them something that's fun along the way, even if it's just something that makes them laugh and they could add to their life, then you're going to lose them. And you don't want that, because your list is a giant value to you. Here's number 6, using tacky, spammy subject lines. Now, you've seen them and you know what I'm talking about right over here. So here's a couple of basic rules. Be brief. In fact, if you even kept it to 50 characters, MailChimp says that's a great way to get results. Use numbers. One of the things that's done very well for me in my list is to talk about the 7 this or the 12 that or $3,791 in 2 hours. Now, obviously, you don't want to be over the top with megaphone marketing type of things, but I found, at least for my tribe, that they respond to numbers. So test it out with you. Use their name on the subject line if possible. My friend Frank Kern talks about using just their name. He sends emails every now and then that says Ken, and that's it. Or Ken open now, or something like that. So use their name if you have their name, but don't overdo it, because too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. So keep it simple. One of my buddies has also suggested that every now and then you use an unfamiliar character in the subject line somewhere, so it captures attention. So do that periodically. Just don't overdo stuff. Okay. Here's number 7. Making your emails hard to read. Boy, oh boy, do people mess this one up too. Nobody wants to read a big block of gray text, so you got to break it up a little bit. People should be able to scan your email in just a few seconds to get an idea of what it is that you're asking them to do. So highlight things, bold things, underline them, italicize them, put things in color if you can. Add images to engage your reader. I like adding images a lot. And by the way, here's another rule for images. If you're putting an image in your email, make it clickable. Make it clickable to where you want them to go, because people will click that image, right? One other thing, as I said earlier about being the college professor, don't try to impress people with big words. Give them what they need. In fact, it's said that you should be writing at a 6th to 8th grade level. Now, that may insult you, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you or I think. It matters whether or not your message is getting heard, right? If they don't get your message, then there's no communication. And if there's no communication, you haven't made any money. If you haven't made any money, then the whole purpose of this video is for naught. So please, I beg you, make sure that you talk to them in a means where they will understand what you're saying. Be as clear as you possibly can be so they will take the action that you want them to take. Now that is 7 deadly sins that ensures that if you stay a sinner, you're not going to get the opens, you're not going to get the reads, and you're surely not going to get the click-throughs. But I got a bonus for you. Yep, I'm going to give you another one. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. What did I just do? I said ladies and gentlemen. Now, I don't know if you're a lady, I don't know if you're a gentleman, I don't know if you're male, I don't know if you're female, but I made it again to a group. In a video, same idea. You want to be individual, straight through a person. And as you just saw, it rolled off my tongue very easily. So what you need to do is have someone proof your work. Always a good thing to do. Next, recognize that even though you may feel you've done something fantastic, there's probably room for improvement, because somewhere along the line, there may be something you missed. I do it all the time. I'm as human as you are. So don't fall into the trap of it's perfect, because there's always a way to do better. Ready for your bonus? Here we go. Number 8, sending your emails when they're not going to read them. This is huge. What you need to do is send your emails to your people at the time best for them. Now, Infusionsoft, and I imagine you're an Infusionsoft user if you're watching this video, Infusionsoft allows you to send email by scheduling, and you normally are scheduling to their default of USA Eastern Time. That's wonderful if you're sending to people, let's say, in New York and you want to schedule for 9 a.m. But if you're scheduling for 9 a.m., that's 9 a.m. New York, that's 6 o'clock in the morning in California. Not exactly an optimum time unless maybe you're a stock trader. It happens to be 9 p.m. in Bangkok half the time of the year, and anywhere between midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning in Sydney. And by the way, if it's in Europe, it's late in the day. Is that the optimum time to get to your list? Probably not. Infusionsoft says that the best time for them in their business is 1 p.m. Yet you can't mail all of your list at 1 p.m. because Infusionsoft does not have the capability to do that. However, now there's a solution. I want you to use geo-targeted mail, like Smart Mail for Infusionsoft, which we developed. I know it's a shameful plug, but hopefully we've earned it, and it'll certainly help you. Smart Mail allows you to go ahead and email that 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 9 a.m. or whatever time best suits your audience, and it will hit their inbox at that time wherever in the world they are. So 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Spain, in Brazil, in Canada, in China, wherever they are, you can get to them when you want to get to them. Furthermore, you can also geo-target your audience wherever they are. So let's say that there's a festival taking place someplace in the world. Let's just say that it's Burning Man, for example, and you want to mail a Burning Man sale to people in, say, California, Nevada, Utah, wherever it happens to be. There's actually, I've just discovered, is a Burning Man that takes place in Israel in the Negev Desert, and so you might want to do a promotion to Israel, for example, or to people that would be going to that event. Well, you can geo-target and geo-market using Smart Mail, where even if you don't know where they are located, we can determine where they are and mail logistically where they are. So you can do a blizzard sale in New York or Vermont, for example, a come off the beach sale in Gold Coast, Australia, or in Rio, whatever, all up to you by having that ability. That makes your emails a lot more strategic. And when you can make your email reflect who your audience is. That's number 9 now. Reflect who your audience is and what's going on in their community. You get a much, much better connection with your audience. So here's what I want to do for you. I want you to enjoy Smart Mail on us. That's right. On this page, you're going to find a link to go ahead and grab a complimentary license to Smart Mail. Give it a try. See if you love it like I think you will. If you do, stick with us and enjoy the benefits of Smart Mail. If you don't like it, no worries, nothing to do. We're not even asking for a credit card on this. That's how committed we are to making sure you get your emails out and get your emails converting and make a bunch more money using email marketing. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the seven tips, 7 deadly sins, actually the 8 that we have here. Hope you'll enjoy Smart Mail, and we'll get the results of the survey to you right away.